What's up, you guys? Alright, look. So, on this video right here, I'm gonna try to explain how is it that I mark up my graph. These um, lines that you see right here are alarms on TradingView. By the way, I'm using TradingView. You can use it on your phone. I recommend using your on a laptop, which is what I'm using. Um, I'm using the alarms right now so that way when I go to small time frames, I can see how close I am from certain targets. Like yesterday, I think we believe we were halfway here, or yeah, somewhere here. So actually, no, I forgot. I'm gonna lie. I think we were somewhere here. Yeah, this was what we're trying to pass. I'm gonna go to the daily right here. Yeah, this is where we were Wednesday. I had trouble passing it. Yeah. Alright, so anyways, first of all, I like marking up the monthly from high to low monthly candles. Why? Because monthly candles where they end where one ends, the next one starts. They're all connected. Green means it went up, red means it went down. But what tends to happen is at the end of the day, um, at the end of the last hour, whatever, buyers, so by this point, hedge funds, computers, because it's all manipulated, they end up, buying it, and that's what you see the stick at the end. They end up buying it, and it closes up here instead of being down here wherever it was. So I like to focus on monthlies because monthlies, those are normally the main goal. Those are like the main result. So since they're the main goal to pass or reject, depending where the market is going, um, they tend to be the main goal. But at the same time, it's the main resistance. It's the main support. A lot of times, and also monthlies and weeklies, especially weeklies, monthlies and weeklies, dailies, yeah. But the big thing is the big four, I believe, is monthlies, weeklies, dailies, and 12-hour candles. 8-hour candle and down. Eight. The next four. The next ones are 8, 4, and that's pretty much 8 and 4. Then the last three, which is I think yeah, the 3 1, 3-hour candle, 2-hour candle, 1-hour candles are more weak. But the real, whenever there's a goal, whether it be data, something big, the goal is always gonna be either a daily, a 12-hour candle, a weekly, especially, a 12-hour candle a daily, and especially a weekly and a monthly. And there's always gonna be some sort of slowdown once you get to a weekly and a daily. A weekly and a monthly. Especially if the market ends up hitting it. It's like your stop. You know how just like anything else, you have a time limit. Well, once you get to that time limit, you take a break. Well, instead of a time limit, it's like a price. The price, when you get to that price and you hit the resistance or support, you take a little break or whatnot, testing it or whatever it is or whatnot. Um, Also, when it comes to SPX, the data that moves, you gotta pay attention to what the Fed are saying, and it's very simple to. Let me go on ChatGPT. I'm getting off point, but just so you guys know what's moving this market, because I know there's supposed to be a count about the lines, but the Two different answers, the one I'm supposed to. So, anyways, see this right here? How it says inflation, CPI, it says consumer price index, and then I forgot about this one, but it says right here. So you just go to ChatGPT, ask it, and it'll tell you more. It's the library, so whatever you want to tell it, hey, what's the data that the end of the Fed? Because the Fed is the one that moves interest rates move the banks, and so on and so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, affects everything. So the hedge funds, your big guys, that's what they pay attention to. That's what move the indexes. Not this, oh, move because of the oil, or move because 99% of the time is the data that's being released, and normally that data comes out anywhere from 5:30 to as late as 8. And then when you have these spokespersons come out with a BJ Powell, whatnot, those are the events to come out later on around 10, 11. And it just so happens to be right at the perfect time, right in the middle, as soon as the market's going to end. So as soon as Powell starts talking around 11:30 Arizona time, but and normally the week time for the SPX and the Nasdaq is 11:45, 12:30. Um, so by the time he stops talking, which is normally around 12, 12:15, that's when the market makes a decision and goes for it. So anyways, all this aligns for itself. If you notice, watch, I'm gonna show you guys what data is coming out tomorrow, because this is what every investor, hedge fund, trader is pay attention to for next week for the market. That's why the market's up here, because since we end up having good data towards the end of the day, oh no, nobody. It's so fucking common. It does this shit all the time. Well, they'll panic you. They'll panic you. Oh no, the data came out bad and blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, never mind, you guys. It was all good. We're not going to recession. We might go into a blah, blah, blah. All that shit. Um, right here. So nothing on. Nothing. We got this. I'm gonna look at my phone. Actually, no, stupid. Going right here. Um, this gives you all the data that's coming out next week, and pretty much all throughout the year. But look, so Monday we don't got nothing. We got a orange folder with it's important manufacturer, so that is important right there. You want the red folders. That's what really gonna move the market, especially the indexes. Core retail sale. That's important right there. United States, alright, alright. These federal fund rates, FOMC economic projection. This is what they're gonna be looking for. This is what they look at the market. This is what they all wait for the big guy, for the Fed chairman to speak. What are they gonna do with interest rates? This is what they're waiting for. So all the data that we're paying attention to is what these guys are paying attention to and whatnot. And supposedly they had no clue how the data's gonna come out, even though come on, let's be realistic, they do. Um, they pay attention to unemployment. They tell you, ChatGPT just told you right here. Inflation rate, unemployment rate. See, this includes unemployment rate, non-farm payrolls, jobless claims, type all-time labor market. Unemployment can signal inflation. GDP, average hourly earnings, so consumer spending, retail sales, price insight into consumer spending. So of course they want to know if we're spending, and that lets know how the market, how strength, how good, are we spending? Are we in fear? Are they holding the money? Are they putting in their pockets because they think so and so? So this is the data that moves this shit right here, SPX. All right. So based on the time, not just because the data came out good. For example, let's say there's just a 1 hour candle. There's a day, I know it's daily, but it's a 1 hour candle, and the data's gonna come out at 5. So that's okay. So we reach a peak throughout the night, and the data's gonna come out at 5. So throughout the night it'll drop. It's 2, 3, 4, and what'll happen is it'll pause. It'll start going back up, waiting for the data. The data comes out at 5. Anticipating the news, the market starts going up, and as soon as the market the data comes out and it's bad, it drops. But then later on, around 11:30, 8:30, no, around 7:45, 8:30, since there was like, let's say, two of the data, or maybe let's say tomorrow we have more data, so they'll ignore that first data and be like, hey, well, like anticipating the next data to be good. But when the market does those reversing's or flip flops, whatever, there's certain times that it does that. Certain times throughout the day. It's 7:45 to 8:30. The next one is 11:45 to 12:30, and the next one is 3:45. No, yeah, 3:45 to 4:30. You'll have a lot of these times where even though the data is good, it will seem like it's gonna fall. It'll retrace on down maybe 2-3 hours, and then once that specific time comes up, it starts creating support, and then it starts reversing again. And they're gonna say, "Oh, it's because investors now." You're gonna see that the market's gonna say whatever reason, because oil went down and because oil went up, because investors so and so data came out and said now this is, so now all these excuses, and you're gonna hear all these investors have their own point of views why the market went up, why the market went down, why is it that the data, even if the data was good, the market went on down. They'll give you this long, like Kevin Hart, he does that. Recently he just posted saying that the market's going down. And I think literally the next day or that same day, hours later, it said the market went back up as soon as this happened right here. So Wednesday he was saying it was going down, and then by Monday he was saying it's going up, or Tuesday would say it was going up. So as I see the financial world, and you start watching people, and the end of the day, all these people are just gambling too, even though they're professionals, even though they give you all their facts and why it went up, why it went this. Me and another guy, or dozens of other guys that are calling the market that's gonna go up a hit certain price at this time could be correct or are correct. Think about the people that gamble that do this shit. You mean tell me I'm the only one that guesses at what time and how high and where it's gonna stop just by coincidence? Nobody else is doing it, like, and they're giving their own reasons why the market is doing that. Oh, the market went up because of so and so. When and you start noticing this, and you start noticing now, it's more of a computer world. It's not no more really of, oh, the market went up because the guys on the floor were yelling and screaming, and somebody called them and said they want 2 million of Google, whatever. No, it's all trade bots. It's all algorithm. I think that's what the reason why I can catch these dips and falls so easily. It's not because I know the algorithm. It's all based on patterns. It's literally based on patterns. It's like I'll be literally at fucking work, take out my phone, look at it real quick, look at what time it is, go through the candles, 5 minutes or less, and see what the market's gonna do, what the market's gonna plan on doing. That's literally what I fucking do. Besides here on the weekends or late night after work. I just hop on, I go on, get home, hop on for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just graphing, updating all the lines, updating all the trends, see what I see. And then from there, it's like, okay, well, now we wait. It's a so and so box. Now we wait for this time. And it just becomes a habit, a pattern. So, anyways, all right, so back to the monthly, guys. We're going to start with the monthly. Monthlies are purple. So this is the area you don't want to come down here. This is where we're originally. So when back in this by 20 from pretty much from February 23 on back, there was a lot of things that I didn't know that I updated on pretty much. I didn't know nothing really about the data, how it really synchronized with the market. I didn't have these really purple lines. It was just a bunch of lines, but not really correlated or synchronized with the candles. Um, yeah, there was a lot of things that I didn't know. But after this, there's a lot of shit that I know now that it's I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but I'm a beast at this. If you follow, even if you don't get the lines and whatnot, but just pay attention to the callings and what I say the market's gonna go or what time, you're gonna be damn right. You're gonna see damn right. I may be wrong. Um, I want to say if I'm wrong or what I'm wrong, like maybe 5% of the time, or less than that. Right here, when this was happening this month, okay, so this area you never want to go down to, but at some point we are. We're gonna need to create a retest because you can't go up just like we were going up here this whole time. And anytime the market went down, oh, that was what do you think they were telling you? Oh, that's it for the market. The market has been rejected for a full week. Now we've been going down for the last 2 months. Will the market go into a recession and blah 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 blah? Nope, we're gonna continue going up. This was in COVID. Obviously, when COVID came, when I was watching this right here, I didn't know I didn't know nothing about this, and then I started trading right here, October 2019. That's when I knew about this world. Before that, I never knew nothing about stocks. Never. They didn't know shit about stocks. They didn't know shit about the financial world. They didn't know about how the money moved. They didn't know about politics. They didn't care for it. They didn't give a F. So at some point here, I kind of knew something, and I knew that. Where is it at? And I knew not because of the Fibonacci, but I knew that breaking this area right here. Oh no, actually, I'm breaking this. Actually, no, yeah, what was it? Yeah, I think it was breaking this area here was already bad. Breaking this was very, very bad. So, anyways, even though I knew this was kind of like the bottom of it, I didn't knew nothing about what a bottom meant, how how to um, how to point out a bottom. How do I know when the bottom market has bottom? And this was clearly telling you where the bottom was. This was the bottom here. The fact that the market Let me take this off. The fact the market, even though it will go down, notice how it will go back up to this area, to the 50 of it. And if you guys didn't pay attention, the 50 is what you want to cross above and then retrace and do this. And the moment you do this, you know you're going to go back up and shoot up. So the fact that we'll notice down, up, down, up, down, up, and down, and the more tighter, 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 boom, until snap. So if I knew all about this way back in the days, and how and about interest rates and how this is not and how everything that I know now, trust that it would have been a different life story. It doesn't mean because the move already happened. Oh man, that's another mentality that I used to have before too. Oh man, the move happened. Oh man, the data came out. I missed the move. Oh man, I could have made this. I could have. And then as you keep on going, you start seeing like, yo, moves happen all the time, every day, every day, every day, every day, every month, every day, every time. There's always gonna be moves happening. It's just strategizing. It's just perfecting your technique. It's not really about catching the wave. It's about fucking perfecting your technique. Because once you perfect your technique, you can ride any fucking wave. Doesn't matter how big the waves are. Doesn't matter what type of weather it is. Why? Because you perfected it. You perfected it during the summer. You perfected it during the winter. You perfected it during 336 days for years. So anyways, so what do you think? This another thing that I want to do that'll be cool is to get some sort of AI research thing, whether it be ChatGPT, all these, because there's a bunch of them now, and go to these platforms, media platforms, and go to these dates right here and tell it, I want you to go and scrape the webs on CNN, NBC, all these major platforms, and scrape the days where the market was doing bad, whether it be just a single month or just pretty much every month that you saw that was in red, or maybe a year. Maybe we had, for example, from January 22nd to right here, we're going down. So all these red candles, I want you to go on the market and find out, of course, because they have dates. I want you to go on the market, on the web, and see what they're saying. What was the fear? Because again, in the street, when you want to take somebody's money, how do you do it? You either do it with the gun, with the weapon, or you do it physically. You're bigger, tougher guy, show your muscles, maybe a couple of slaps, whatever, and they give you the money. Or you, back in the days, or like you've seen the cartoons, the bully supposedly picks the kid up by the legs, flips him over, shakes him, and the kid, all his stuff falls off his pockets and whatnot. That's the only way they could do this. Since they can't do that because that's illegally, what can they do? They can't. They can. All they can do is verbally, right? But anybody can do that. So it's not nobody's. Um, Nobody can be that convincing, right? Anybody can't go on the screen and be like, "Hey, you guys, the market's going down. You guys, we're going to a recession," right? And you're gonna be like, "Oh, let's believe him because he's a guy on TV." No, you gotta bring some guy with a suit or an expert or somebody that it's on their payroll and they gotta put you in fear. So you go and do what? Go in your pockets, and you give them all their money, all your money. I mean, uh, there's even videos of that guy JP Kramer, or what is that guy? He's on CNBC or whatnot. When the bell rings, whatever, whatnot, and he gives advices. There's been videos of him explaining how he's all bullshit. You really think about it. You really think these people on social media, on TV, that fucking big bald white guy, Jim Cramer, I think his name is, or something like that. You would think the same advice she's giving the millionaires and billionaires are watching it. So you mean tell me they're telling this all these hints and advice to all the world so they can all do the same trade? You ever thought about that shit? You ever thought how you really think billionaires, millionaires, they go on TV and CNN, NBC, Yahoo Finance because they have the latest news and the latest stocks change, weather, blah 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 blah? No, let's be fucking real. They go and they fucking pay these top investors, hedge funds, or whatever, whatnot, and they make money for them because they got all these sophisticated computers, AI, just like BlackRock has their own sophisticated AI that makes them tell them what to buy, what to sell, what moves to make. So, this Airtel boy right here, same shit I told the homie when it was dropping. It was dropping the whole month. So these whole month right here, since we peaked, they're saying, hey, could that be it for the market? Could that be it for the market? Because we've been peaking for the last 3 days, and then the market started going down. Hey, could that be it for the market? Because we packed and we're not going down. So this month, they're saying, hey, we're going to recession, you guys, because we've been peaking, and look how bad we falling, and yep, we're going to recession, so get ready, you guys. Oh wait, hold up, we just had data. Oh wait, we had earnings. Yeah, oh wait, wait, never mind, you guys. I think we're doing good. So I told homie, when this happened right here, because this was a Friday move, but if this was it, yeah, the Thursday. So, but anyway, so, um, as it was happening here, that's when I told the homie, I was like, hey, look, this is what's gonna happen. This is gonna be the next foundation. This is gonna be the next foundation, and they're gonna build a rocket on top of it. And that rocket's gonna skyrocket, and that's what happened. The platform, the base, whatever you want to call it, and the rocket. And now that we're coming here, how the talk, how everything's happening. If you noticed last week, it was more of a fear. I mean, not this literally last week, but 2 weeks ago, when we were dealing with this, it was more of a fear. It was more of a fear than this, because they were saying how what was it? Nvidia just dropped another so-and-so record, higher than so. You were hearing a lot of records being broken, a lot of sell, a lot of sell records, a lot of so hasn't happened in so years. Again with the fear. But then as you got closer to this week, though halfway through this week, once actually the data started, towards the Thursday, or like it seemed it seemed fake. It seemed, and I was telling the homie, look, they're gonna shake this off. All this fear that you hear right now, you're gonna shake it off. It's like Taylor Swift, shake it off, shake it off. Okay, anyways, another thing was the fact that this week we closed by the Fibonacci, so it was an easy like, yo, my guy, this is it right here. This is it. This is your bottom to buy. This is it right here. This right here. this right here. And this caught me off guard because I was like, well, we don't have no data on Monday and Tuesday till Wednesday, so I don't see the market really, moving on up. If anything, I see it getting stuck here because of resistance right here. So if anything, I see it getting stuck, resistance right here, whatnot. And then throughout the whole night, it kept going up. So once this happened here, I was like, oh, we're gonna go up. We're gonna go up. Especially if the data at the time that we end up flipping, if we do go down, they end up flipping, which we did. Notice how Wednesday we're going down. At some point, we end up flipping. 6 in the morning. Went back to this area. So this area right here was your buying area. Easy buy. Because it's just it's a, I don't know how to say it, it's a pattern to it. There's a pattern to it. We're not back in the 90s, 80s when they have this whole, when you think about stocks, you think about a bunch of men in the fucking room yelling and screaming and hey, put 500 here and 2 million on this or whatnot. No, it's algorithm computers. It's all about patterns. It's all about certain time. That's why I would tell the homie, hey, wait. Even though the data came out, wait till 7:45, 8:30. If you miss that, wait for 11:45, 12:30. You're gonna catch the next move. And if not, again, it's gonna happen. It's always gonna happen with day trading. It's always gonna happen. And it took me a long time to learn to understand that. Alright, you guys. So anyway, right now we're at that point. We're at the point where the Fed is gonna talk. When was he gonna talk? Wednesday? Wednesday. It's always this typical. Normally at Wednesday, it's always normally around this time, like I told you guys. This shit releases. He talks. Normally by 12:15, you start seeing what he's really saying. But normally he just talks and he goes for it straightforward around 11, from 11:45 to 12:30. He goes out and just says it. But sometimes he'll just wait till 12:15, and then from there on you start seeing with the market, because the market is gonna be very volatile when he talks. So seeing how the market is anticipating, especially once they know the last of the data that came out before he talked, they get a better understanding of what he's gonna say. So the market tends to be like more comfortable with what he's gonna say. Whereas like if the market if the traders end up reading the market wrong and he says something that he wasn't supposed to say, then they'll have like this shock to the market. But then the market will then recover, or whether it be the next day or later on, or whatnot. So you'll have to, and those shocks or those times happen during certain times too, because you gotta remember it's all timed. It's all timed. So once you start seeing how it's all timed, so everything's scheduled because the data is already scheduled for a Tuesday at that so and so time. Then tomorrow, the next day, everything's scheduled. So once you start seeing that and seeing how, okay, so by as so these candles gotta close at a certain time and price. I mean, gotta close at a certain price. But to you, the way you're trained is to think of it as, oh, it went up to 5,000 because the buyers pushed on up and they buy more. They buy. What do you think about that? What do you think? You think about, oh, they put more money. Some millionaire came and he put more money and that gave him more strength, so it went on up. So then when you start thinking about that way, you start seeing like, damn, like in the last 15 minutes this shit came up, and you start seeing like, damn, like I can. There's almost like a timing to this, right? Because I can see what time it's gonna start going back up or down, and then where it's gonna stop. Does that mean that I knew what time that last trader was gonna put their money in and stop at? Like, no, it's all about computers, it's all about algorithms, it's all about that. The illusion that you're trading these people or whatnot, but you're not. You're really trading. It's some sort of algorithm of its own pattern thing of its own. That only the people on the top understand it, and to us, like we just go by what we were taught at school and the movies. So, anyways, let me continue with it, you guys. Um, so to not go all the way down and mark every single monthly down and everything, I'm just gonna work with these right here. This one and this one. All right. So then when I do that, I mean the next thing I do is I go to the weekly. This one right here. A thing that I noticed was that before, when you would end one candle, you normally were supposed to have the next one right then and there. But something happened a couple months ago. I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, where the candles now start. So it stopped here, but the next one starts all the way up here. But as you go down, you'll see that that area will be one of these candles down. Like it normally be two candles on down below the candle you were on. Because you might think, okay, well then this one right here is a daily or it's a weekly because it's we're in a weekly candle and it stops right there. No, but this one stopped right here and this is the one we were on. So you gotta go down to the 8 or 4 candle because that's the closest one you're gonna get to candle closing. That's gonna be as close to the ones prior below because, for example, let's say we're in a weekly and you want to see was this one, you can't go and down to a 3 or 2 and say that it's a 3 or 2 because it's really off the range. It's gonna be one of these two candles before, but you gotta wait till they close, till they actually close for the day, so you can actually mark it down. But it's normally two candles down below prior from the actually one that's on right now. I know it's complicated right now the way that I say it, but um, all right, and then notice how it's really tight right here, but you go down to the daily, and again, this helped me mark down the resistance support, especially the strong ones, which are the monthly, weekly, and daily and 12-hour candle. Monthly is purple, weekly is blue, and daily is orange. When they're closed like this, I don't really like marking them That just lets me know that there's gonna be a stronger support just because there's two of them. So even though a bunch of them say, like, for example, you're gonna see how these candles later on are gonna somehow they indicate to me, for example, I have this support right here, but if you notice, this day closed right underneath it too, not on it, but right underneath it too, who lets me know that it's still reading this. It's still, because you gotta think about it too. Back in the days when stocks were, stocks. Again, we had this shit in the movies. How a bunch of men in a big fucking room, screaming, yelling on the phones and whatnot. This trading view, forex trading, day trading happened fucking in the, I believe, in the mid 2000s. So now that people can actually, and then you trained by those same Wall Street people. Like you gotta understand that you're getting trained by the people you're trying to out trade. They're trying to out trade you, and you're trying to out trade them because it's them versus us. So all these professionals, most of them, some of them, if anything, these programs, the way you were to think about how to look at the market or think about the market, was paid for by these same millionaires, billionaires that have been on this shit for a minute. So they give you an idea of what it means if the market, goes below a certain price range, and they picture you, they program you in a way to see the market in a certain way. What helped me, I think, was that even though I was in a trading group, or if you want to call it whatever, whatnot, a forex trading group, was that everybody was getting taught the same way, and then the people that were teaching, they were learning from, I followed them on Instagram, and I noticed that they'll follow all these other forex masters or teachers or whatnot, and it's like, it's like you're just everybody's just copying and pasting the same lecture, the same words, the same techniques. So since I never took action in the group, just did the whole basic support, resistance, and trend lines. These lines that were taught to me, these lines, something I made up myself of how to distinguish. Instead of me going through the candles and seeing where the 4 candle support was, where the daily support was for this day. Um, so anyway, so I think what I was going off. So back in the days, nobody really knew about where the support and the resistance was at so stock. Now with this shit, they know that we can see this shit. They know that we can see where the support and this and that. So they have their own clue of like where you guys are gonna put your resistance and your support and your stop losses and this and that. So instead of me going more of a only if it been like only using indicators and price and candle pattern formation, meaning the candles tell you like a box. This is my favorite strategy, a box. Um, but what people don't use, whether it be any strategy that they use, is time. Not that they don't use it, but there's a certain week time that, with the help of these lines and these boxes, when you put them together, to help you indicate where it really is going, instead of this whole just indicators. Oh, it's overbought. Oh, it's oversold. Type of thing. It's more gonna be just based on the time in the boxes. Where you just gotta pay attention to the lines, the boxes, and the time after the data came out. Um, that's why I want to go live. I want to go live so that way you guys get to know what I mean by that, because right now I can say it, but I can't really show because the market's not open, the market's not live. I can't show you how the market acted with the data. But one of these weeks, hopefully one of these months, maybe before the next meeting, I'm gonna hop on and go live with you guys so you guys can get better understanding of how I use these boxes and these lines together to how they work. Oh yeah, so daily. You got daily right here. Damn, there's a big. Oh, okay, went down here. Okay. That's insane. 12. Is that really? Anything's taken already? If anything, you got this. You got that. You got this right here. The 12-hour candle is yellow. And then I can go 8 and 4 and 2 and all that, but that's too much. So just imagine there's plenty more other lines right here or not. But normally 8 will be dark blue, 4-hour candle will be red, 3-hour candle will be gray, 2-hour candle will be green, 1-hour candle will be white. Now, what I then will do is normally before I will box the areas as different sectors, if you want to call them that. I never really had a name for them, or how to distinguish them. Or so, for example, I wonder why these weren't small. Hmm. Oh, probably because it was pushed more together. So I would do from here to here, and there'll be a W, it'll be a blue. Color inside doesn't matter as long as you can distinguish them. And then the next one will be from here. Where's that one at though? It's in the wrong area. What is hmm. Anyway, so it'll be from right here to right here then. Oh shit, there's another one right. Oh, that's the one I wasn't probably. Yeah, goes up. So it starts here. So what is this one right here then? That's crap. Alright. So we'll do from right here to right here. From right here to right here. And then this one be red inside, purple. Then the next one, sheesh, is the one that we were currently on that we just pretty much broke in 1 week. In 1 week, look how much we went in 1 week. How many resistance we broke in 1 week. We broke this one. We broke this one. We broke a monthly one, which was a 3M, I'm pretty sure. 3M was down here. This was the main area we were paying attention to. Your main sweet spot. Keep on talking about that area. Notice how I kept testing that area over and over and over. So anyways, and then you would then either up to you. You could either go from here to here, or you can do all this, and then while you have it here in different color, you could then make another one. That way, you know, as the market goes back in here, it's gonna have a hard time breaking through this new area, or the same as it's coming down. It's gonna take a slight pause here and then continue with the drop. Since we have a weekly here, you will then have another box inside of that and put like a different color, maybe blue. That way you can distinguish it. Or again, you can just do what you're doing and separate them with different boxes, again with different colors. And then seeing how there's dailies, you know, it's gonna have a hard time passing these areas right here, when especially when you have them tied like this. That's when you would do another box. I like to do another box in tight areas like this to indicate again, hey, even though we're still good, we're gonna have some sort of resistance right here in this area. So that's why I like to work with these boxes or whatnot that you see boxes inside of boxes. That's like a Russian doll. And same, I would just keep going down from this region to this region. So from here to here. And if anything, if just two for the fuck of it, I will then make another box from here to here, just so I know like when it comes down, it's gonna have time breaking this. So wait for a little bit, um, or if it's going up, I know it's gonna have a hard time going up through here, depending on the lines and depending on the data, depending what time it is. I can say, okay, we're gonna pass through here, but once we do, we're gonna head to resistance, come down here, create support here, and then go back up. But if we get back in here and get stuck and get low, we're gonna break, type of thing, like kind of like that. That's how I like using these boxes. Um, then same thing, different sections. So as the time and date and everything goes up, and you break into different sections. Not that I know how long it's gonna take to be in that section, but just it's all based on the time and how the candles are forming. Also, I like to pay attention to a lot. So these are your regular boxes, but I like to call to this different to green. So what I like to look out for a lot is the 3 hour, the 3 candle boxes. These right here. Because they're way easier to understand, to figure out where they're gonna break, how they're gonna break. See, this is not really complete, but that's a 3 candle box right here. Let me see another one. This one could be one, but it's not that perfect. Maybe if I go entire handle. This one right here, but it's not that perfect. It's not that perfect, but that's one right there. Here's another one, but it's not perfect. Another one, it's not that perfect. Oh, right here, perfect. Perfect. First, you do the line to monthly, so you know when to go for buy and sell. And you see how these candles then create support above the monthly. Anyways, then you will box it up. So yes, I already know I have already 1 candle, 2 candles. So now I'm waiting for the third one because it's a box already. I can see that. So even though it drops down, I already know since it's another box. See, even though they break down, they break out of the box. I already know that at some point, because that hour or that not that candle, but that candle is part of a complete bigger candle. For example, if this was a 1 hour candle, I know that this 1 hour candle is actually part of a 2 hour candle, and that 2 hour candle is actually part of a 3 hour candle. So they're all linked together. It's just how you dissect the time into or the day into, or how you view that candle. You can see the candle of its own little self, or you can see it part of the bigger picture, part of the big time frame, part of the big clock. And once you see the big clock and how the big clock is looking, then you kind of understand it. I was like, okay, so you're part of this 12-hour candle, or you're part of this 4-hour candle that's still active. So even though you're still dropping right now, I know at the end of this 4-hour candle that's active right now, currently, it ends at what time? It's 10 o'clock right now, right? So it ends at 11, let's say. So I know that once we got closer to 11, let's say 10, 15, 10:30, you're gonna start creating resistance, right? Say somewhere here, anywhere here, you came down and you were hitting this support, because there's like a support, you guys. So it's testing the support to see how strong it is, and then since it's strong, then in the last 10 minutes it starts coming up, and that's where you go for your buy. That's when you go for your buy, because this box helped you, because now this box is gonna complete. Now the box is complete. It normally is, when it's going up, it's green, red, green. And when it's going down, it's red, green, red. So since it's coming up, I know that, okay, it's going to go back up and complete the full green, and then go on its way and close whatever fucking time at 11, 12 o'clock that it was going to close at. And that's how you take advantage of these boxes, instead of going for these earnings, because when the data comes out, a lot of us, especially I remember myself, we used to be right here. Oh, the data's gonna come out. It's 10 a.m. It's gonna fucking come out right now, and you're ready. Right, you're on a buy. You decide to go on a buy, even though you don't know what the data is, and it's a buy, and it goes up here, and you're profiting maybe $50, $60, maybe 100, maybe 200. You're like, oh hell yeah, it's gonna continue going up because the data was good. Next thing you know, this happens. You see it go down. You panic. You're now back at zero. You sell. Then the last 15 to 30 minutes, the market recovers and goes with the move. Ah, fuck, you shit, and you fucking panic again, and you try to go buy again and make that and shit, whatever, whatnot. Now you're up here. Now you don't know. You think it's gonna go down because whatever reason. So I like to go mess around with these boxes. I like the boxes, and I like to go trades before the market comes out with the data. Normally, typically throughout the night, especially because there's data coming out the next day, and if there is, the market's gonna be anyways. The market does its typical moves at certain times. It either drops throughout the night, in the morning it recovers. Depending if the data is earlier, the market will start reversing early around 3 or 4. If the data comes out later, like 6:37, the market, tends to just be more volatile, and if it's really, really data that the market is going to impact the markets tend to be more neutral, more, even though it's supposed to be shooting up or down at a certain time because it's getting close to the data, it doesn't, kind of like steps back, like it's really like cautious about it. And that's how we've been lately, especially this last week. I'll show you. Where did I move this from? There? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's probably not there. Anyways. See, look, Sheila, just last week we were panicking, and this week we're all fucking good. So and then if you notice, we've been just here in the same area. See, we've been just pretty much consolidating, just going sideways. Same area, up and down, same areas. Not making new highs or new lows, just same area. So we're anticipating for the Fed, and that Fed news is gonna fucking make us new high, or it's gonna correct us, and we're gonna be somewhere down here. And again, we're gonna be panicking because this was the Japan crash, and then this was one. This was the currently that we had. So if you see the trend, that's a trend right here. So either we're gonna have get scared, get saved, or get scared and get saved, or it's gonna be the warning. We're gonna break it, and that should be a warning, especially the Japan and this warning. This should be like a train line, the harbor The Harvard, you know how we had that fucking Memorial Day shit, the Harvard when Japan or Hawaiian Harvard or whatever fuck got struck. It's kind of like this. This is like the Japan train line. If Japan train line falls, we're in fucking Japan crisis mode. But seeing how you bounce from this train line right here that we created, um, I really see the market recovering and shaking out this whole thing like I've been saying that we're gonna do this shit. Anyways, you guys, hope that helped for this video. I know it's long. I'm gonna try and make it short with the help of AI. I'm gonna make more of these. I'm gonna put this in a playlist. I'm gonna make more of these videos next time. Hopefully, you guys have more questions. So I'll answer more of them. But yeah, hope this helped.